Namaskar, Kemonacho to all lovely super mothers. Welcome to Super Mother Unleashed. As I discussed during my previous episode, the fussy eating habits in babies, which is one of the biggest challenges faced by moms, and as promised by me, in this episode I will cover this beautiful journey of sharing those techniques, ways to overcome with the fussy eating issues for you, which will extend for a longer time. We all mothers are always worried about our child not eating food properly, their fussy eating habits, showing multiple tantrums, which makes our life depressed, frustrated. So today, in this episode, I will be covering how to handle fussy baby eaters. It's normal if your child is a fussy eater. Sometimes they don't like the taste of food, shape, color, or texture. It's also normal for children to like something one day but dislike the same thing other day. And sometimes even they will refuse to try new foods. Before we proceed further, I will share my own experience. When my daughter started eating solid food, I started noticing her tantrums and fussy eating habits. Whenever I used to serve any food, she used to make faces, running from one room to another room, demanding some other food and many other excuses and tantrums, which I'm sure are very common scenarios for all the mothers. So it was a big challenge for me to think and cook which one she will eat. This time again I have visited my doctor, and first he checked my daughter's weight. It was perfect, but somewhere I was eager to ask why my daughter is not eating and always turned down her head. I was so curious to listen him what he's saying. His statement was, maybe you are not making tasty food, so your daughter doesn't like to eat. So I started thinking in my head, what does that mean? Definitely I always try my best to serve the better version of food. That statement obviously did not go well with me because I was expecting to get some inputs from doctor. But instead, I got statement about my cooking skills. That day after coming back from doctor's clinic, I realized being a mother, I need to do something more. Something else for the betterment of my child's fussy eating habits. And that night, I couldn't sleep thinking how can I take some action to overcome this problem. So next morning, when I was preparing my breakfast and while sipping my tea, I was in a deep thought. And constantly these thoughts were striking to my mind that how can I do something different so my daughter start loving food. And then after a few minutes, one idea struck to my mind. Guess what I did? I immediately sat with my daughter and decided to do one activity. And I pulled up a paper and a pen. And I told my daughter, we are going to play one game and you help mama to do this activity. My cute little daughter was very excited and happy to be my team member. I started asking questions based on her favorite color and what vegetable and fruits resembles these colors. And I also asked her what her favorite cartoon characters eat in the videos which she watches in YouTube and movies. Even I also asked her what she loves eating from other kids' tiffin box in school. And most importantly, what she wants me to cook for her based on her liking and disliking. And this activity really helped me gather lots of inputs, which I was constantly jotting down while having conversation with my princess. After finishing this activity and based on the input which I gathered, I started drawing weekly chart. I asked her to give this chart a name, which she named it as Princess Magical Chart. So in this chart, I created a weekly food planner from Monday to Sunday for breakfast, lunch, dinner, midday and evening snacks, etc. Then we together sticked it on the kitchen door. After that, as per the timetable, I started following and offering food based on the plan. By this entire process, I have not only involved her, I also came to know the psychology behind her liking and disliking towards food. One more example I would like to give here. Imagine if your family member orders you to make main course food and that to some special kind of, which you never cooked before and you don't know even how to cook. you might feel bad or irritated. But imagine if one of your family member is ready to help you and participating in the cooking and trying to make that food together, you will definitely feel happy and exciting to try that recipe. The same goes with the kids. Instructions never excite kids to try something new. All they want is involvement in everything what we do. The involvement could be in the form of cleaning the vegetables, cooking together, serving food to family members or to their own plate, or choosing their own plate and cutlery to eat food. Or involvement could be many other different forms. It could be even smallest thing like talking about the recipes to make and seeking their inputs to make their favorite dish. Because all kids are different, so not one criteria or technique will work for every kids. So as mother, it's our responsibility to discover and try various ways, options, and keep learning the solutions. After so much hustle and based on my own experience, I have learned some techniques which I want to talk about. One of the most important point, all the mother to understand, we should never force our baby. What I observed, my daughter always does tantrum whenever she look at the food plate. And she's clearly telling me she doesn't want it to eat. Although she's hungry. So what I used to do, I try to change the topic when things are getting worse. And later on, when she's completely relaxed, I used to serve food to my daughter. And guess what? She happily accepted. It's very natural if you force your baby to eat. Your little one may start associating eating with tension and discomfort. And that will make them to become even more fussy. Please go easy on your kids. Try to involve them instead of forcing. One more important factor which I have learned from my experience is try different texture of food. Being an adult, I never like the same monotonous food in my meal. So how my little kid will love? This thought has made me to think, and what I ensured that every day I serve different texture food to my daughter. So all mothers, try to include different ingredients in your baby meal, and if you make different texture of food for your baby, then they will become more fascinated and curious to know about food, and that habit incline them to eat on their own. This is a one important thing which we all mothers has to realize is kids has their own tempo. They usually takes time to eat food than the usual pace. Every time my daughter takes more than an hour to complete her meal, and this exhausts me most of the time. So one day when I went to garden with my daughter, I was talking to other mothers about their baby's food habit, but they are also facing same problem. And their babies are also takes lots of time. So I request all the mothers, have patience and don't stress yourself. The nature of eating is naturally born in them. Hence, never push them with a wrong feeding tempo, which will be unnatural and in turn will have issues in digestion. So here, I also want to discuss about a very important technique, which is minimize distractions. This one thing is very important. Your kid should know since childhood what she is eating. Making mealtime with phone, we mothers actually do. But trust me, that has so many negative aspects. Firstly, your child will never know what she is eating. Hence, no understanding about food, what they are eating. Instead, they will just fill their tummy. Secondly, your child will never know the difference between vegetables, fruits, or any other food ingredients which you serve. While feeding them, if you talk about what you cooked, how you cooked, they will at least take a glance on their food. And slowly, they will ask you those things to eat which they liked more. I suggest all mothers keep your phone, tab, TV away while feeding. I still remember one of the incident happened in my neighborhood. Her son finished entire dinner by watching mobile. Then after some time, 15-20 minutes, he puked complete food. So mothers, what I'm suggesting, just sake of feeding, never ever distract them and overfeed them. That in turn will have issues, implications on child health. important thing which we ignore is let your baby touch their food. So when I cook in my kitchen, my daughter always plays around me and asking, "Mama, what you're cooking today for me?" I have always seen her checking on fruits, vegetables, and mostly the fragrance of recipe. Which I cook, she understands it really well. So sometime I ask her to check what all vegetable and fruits are available in fridge. What she does, immediately she opens the fridge door and started checking. In turn, this activity gives her the practical idea of the presence of the food and teach her the basics of the choice of different categories. I have also learned, if you make your kids realize about different varieties of vegetable fruits, they make our life also easy by deciding themselves what they actually wanted to eat. Being a mother, respect your baby's timeline. Few of the babies start late eating on solid food, but some kids starts most of the eating habits early. But that doesn't mean those babies are a picky eater or doesn't love food. I request mothers to respect their pace and go easy. Another important technique is let your baby participate. By 12 months onwards, let your baby start eating on their own. Although your child is definitely make a mess, waving around the mealtime plates, letting them take control is important to a child's growth and development. While dealing with these eating habits of my daughter, one thing which stuck my head, don't show your anger on babies during mealtime. One incident I remember while feeding dinner to my daughter. I was somewhere tensed and was not in a happy mood. And I had this objective in my mind that I have to feed food to my daughter. My intention was just to finish the mealtime. But what I noticed, she got irritated with the food and started doing tantrums. By this incident, what I learned was, make your mealtime friendly. Interact with your kids such a way they will start enjoying their meal and make your life easy. Being a mother, I'm also having this understanding of serving the right food in right time. Since early stage, I cook and serve on time to make a habit to eat the food on right time. What I'm seeing, she keeps on playing and not even ask me for food. So I make a habit to serve plate in front of her on time. Starts from breakfast to dinner. This habit in turn has become a regular routine for her day-to-day life. Here, I would like to request all mothers to know and have a sense how much your child can eat and which will help them in digestion and their overall health. It is very unrealistic to expect a child to eat large amount of food at each meal every day. After all, a child tummy is tiny and can fit certain amount of food. So mothers, don't worry at all. It's a tendency and we need to go easy. In a pediatric research, this has been said, both parents and children have their own duty to choose the food for eating. Parents are responsible for providing healthy foods at meal and snacks times. Children are responsible for what and how much they are eating. This helps child to learn what it feels like to be hungry and then full, and how to make healthy choices and awareness about when they are hungry, they need to eat, and when they are full, no need to overeat. So with that, we have come to the end of this episode, and please do share this podcast with your friends, your colleagues, and all the mothers in your network. I would also like to request all my listeners to share your thought, views, feedback about today's episode. And if you have any topic on which you want me to cover on my podcast, please write to me. Would love to receive your comments. I will see you next week. Till then, bye-bye.